Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another lovely episode of And Rolling. If the audio sounds a little different, bear with us. We have new equipment. We're investing in the podcast. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without support of viewers like you.
Yeah. This is all out of our own pocket.
Out of our hard-earned money.
Exactly. Maddie, what did we see today?
Toy Story 5, Matthew?
Toy Story 5. I never thought I'd see 5 of these, but here we are,
Yeah, after 3, I was like, and we're done. And then after 4, I was like, and we're done.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we are not done. I'm actually, I'm not going to hold my cards close to my chest. I love this movie. I was so glad we saw this. I was so glad it was made.
There you go.
This movie touched my heart and my soul.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy because the way that you're sitting right now, you're like on a therapist chair. And so it's like I'm just imagining you like being like, it really touched me. And
Anna.
like you're talking to your therapist.
And then Anna's going to be like, and have you watched Soul yet?
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to give us a summary, babe?
So we're zooming back in on our favorite toys. We connect again with Jessie and Buzz and the whole gang, minus Woody. Woody has gone off with Bo Peep and is roaming around wherever they live. But Bonnie is older and she's still playing with her toys, and her parents are noticing that she's struggling to make friends. A lot of the kids her age don't play with toys anymore. And so they give her a lily pad, which is an iPad, but it can kind of do anything. And she gets very drawn into some girls from her dance class. And Lilypad and Jessie's kind of taken over the top toy role in Bonnie's room. Lilypad and Jessie do not get along. In fact, Lilypad calls her Jessica. Shocking.
This is a big no-no.
Shocking.
Big no-no.
It never even occurred to me that Jessie was short for Jessica.
Is it?
I don't think so. But,
okay.
It never occurred to me that someone could call her Jessica.
Yeah.
And so Bonnie goes to this sleepover, and Jessie and Bullseye sneak into the car. Lilypad is also going. When they get there, the girls kind of make fun of Bonnie for having toys.
Yeah.
And so she leaves them in the car, and they sneak out, but they get found by this old lady who takes her back to Emily's house. If you'll recall from Toy Story 2, the most heartbreaking scene and song. Sarah McLachlan was doing numbers.
Dude, honestly, that is like the Toy Story song as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, You've Got a Friend in Me.
It's overhyped. It's overhyped. I'll say it. It's not as good.
All right. When Somebody Loved Me is like this heart-wrenching song. And I knew that we were in for a rough time when the opening orchestrations led from You've Got a Friend in Me into When Somebody Loved Me. And I was like, oh, I'm not making it out of this one alive. And so you go to Emily's house, and it's the first time Jessie's been back in years. And she discovers that another little girl lives there. Her name is Blaze. And Blaze also isn't quite like the modern kid. Blaze rides horses. She has some technology, but she has a bunch of horse stalls. Jessie is convinced that Blaze is the friend for Bonnie, that they will be good friends. So, at the same time, Jessie had called to Woody and had deputized Buzz. And so back in Bonnie's room, Lilypad has taken over and texted Bonnie's dad from as if she's Bonnie, saying, can you move all my toys to the garage? And so her dad just does it. And so they're all in the garage. And also there are a bunch of Buzz Lightyears that have been lost on an island, like a shipping container opened. And that's actually how the movie opens. And they're trying to get home. They think that they're Buzz Lightyears, but along the way, you cut into them occasionally, and they have they are, like, learning that they're toys. They've found, like, a family camping and whatnot and all this stuff. So the sleepover goes really poorly, and they start making fun of Bonnie, and they're just really cruel, and it's all over text. Her friends.
Yeah, they're
dance.
brutal, dude.
They're evil.
Yeah, they're really brutal.
And Lily Pad realizes that Jessie is right and donates herself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on Blaze's farm, Jessie has had to team up with a potty training tech toy and a camera, and then what's the other one?
A cell phone?
It's not quite a cell phone.
It's like a play phone, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the hippo thing, right?
Yeah, that's a cell phone, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, these 3 low-tech toys.
Yeah.
They're still kind of techy, but they're bridging the gap between Lily Pad and Jessie.
Yeah, and we'll get into that.
And Jessie has to, like, befriend them and accept that some tech is okay.
Yeah.
Which, again, we'll get into that. But they're able to communicate with Lily Pad, but then Lily Pad's like, I'm not with Bonnie anymore, blah, 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 blah. And so the toys all converge on this donation truck. And the Buzz Lightyears, who think that Jessie is their leader, they are also drones. And they're able to lift everyone out of the truck and fly them home. And together, they orchestrate another meeting between Bonnie and Blaze. And this time, because they'd done this once before and it hadn't worked out, where Bonnie had been like, you keep the dolls, I don't play with toys. And this time, Bonnie and Blaze begin to play. And then some of Bonnie's neighbors, who had kind of laughed at her in the opening of the movie, they also want to play.
Yeah. And everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy.
There you go. What are your thoughts, babe?
Okay, so first and foremost, I loved that this movie was, like, so against iPad children.
That's facts.
I was thrilled.
Yeah.
As a very late millennial.
Facts. Late millennial, early Gen Zer.
I cannot stand the iPad children epidemic. And I don't blame the children. I blame the parents.
Of course it's the parents' fault.
Right, but I feel like sometimes people do blame the kids. And I'm like, they were given an iPad when they were like 1.5.
Right.
And just forced to entertain themselves. That's awful.
As someone who works at Best Buy, it is incredibly frustrating when I hear a parent, like, we're going on a road trip and I need an iPad because, God forbid, I have to spend time with my children in a car. And
my family,
what?
We had one of those old, like, you know, the kitchen DVD players? Like, they were, like, maybe, like, a 10-inch screen.
Yeah.
We had one of those, and my dad custom built, like, an insert for the van. And it would just sit in there, because we didn't have a car with, like, a built-in DVD player.
Yeah.
And we would bring, like, DVDs, and we wouldn't even watch it the whole time. But when we needed entertainment, we would literally have a TV in the car. And that's what everyone was together.
I'm jealous that you even had that.
I know.
I didn't have that. And we got it very, very late when I was, like, in high school. We got the portable DVD player.
I will say, to temper that, we also had a porta potty that went in the middle of the car.
That's insanity. I don't know. Yeah. Your parents were on another one with that, because that's crazy. The way that I, as a parent, would be like, there's no way I'm living with human filth in my car.
My dad didn't want to stop, and yeah.
Which is crazy, because you're going to have to stop for gas. You're going to have to.
And then we wouldn't use the porta potty.
But my thing is, it's just like, my parents every single time, it'd be like, every single time we stop for gas, you use the restroom. Even if you have to or not. You just go. I'm not the one making this decision. It was just one of those things. I understand that. I'm just telling you.
It was one of those things that I didn't realize was weird until I was older. Because they acted like it was normal. They acted like every single family that had a van like that did this too.
Which is crazy, because no one did that.
In hindsight, it's insane. It's absolutely crazy. And I'm sorry to be outing the family in this way, but, like, that's crazy that we all did that.
I don't understand it, personally.
I don't either.
But
I remember that porta potty.
Whew. Anyways, yeah, that was that.
Talk about oversharing. It's me on
literally.
the therapy couch.
Yeah. Now that's on the internet, babe. Everyone knows.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that I want it on the internet. I always think that it's just our friends who listen to this, and, like, I'm fine telling my friends, but I actually don't know that I want that on the internet. I forget that there's more people out there.
First day on the internet, huh?
Actually, I did a Buster, and I just went on the internet and told a lie. That never happened.
Okay, this is one of my thoughts on this movie. Is the weird thing is they equate the potty training toy and the lily pad toy as if they're the same thing, which is weird to me.
I think that that's meant to be like Jessie's flawed logic, where Jessie's got this black and white thinking in the beginning of like all tech is the same, and I actually I was kind of struggling with this too, but I think that the filmmaker's point of view is that there's more nuance to it, and that the lower tech stuff that still can encourage play, because there is that great scene where Blaze plays with the lower tech stuff. They enter that spy narrative where Jessie's
right.
But you can't really do that with Lilypad.
No, Lilypad is definitely... I think as soon as you involve an actual... screen with a computer...
Yeah.
That can do more than one thing.
Right.
That's where it becomes an issue.
I think that the tech involved in the potty training and the camera and all of that, like, we won't get into at this moment in time, the, like, logic in the movie of, like, together they can make a Wi-Fi signal.
Dude, don't even get me started on that. I was like, huh?
There's some tech stuff here where it's like, yeah, Pixar, sure, Jan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those toys, they serve like a very specific function, and they are meant for you're meant to grow out of it. Like, you're meant to move on.
Yeah.
The iPad, right? Like, that's an adult piece of equipment that we're putting into children, and maybe putting blockers on so they can't do as much stuff. But like, I've seen some children with content that is just like shocking.
Well, there's no way to regulate all of the content. Like, that's the problem.
Right.
It really comes down to regulation, because it's like, I'm sorry, a child just shouldn't have access to YouTube.
No.
Like, they shouldn't have access to TikTok, but yet YouTube will say, well, this is kid-friendly just because some guy says it's kid-friendly? Like...
Yeah. Well, I also think about, like, the camera. Like, that is such a very specific tool that helps, like... It's artistic. It's a profession.
Right.
You can play photographer. Like, if you wanted to play paparazzi, you could play paparazzi. You could play that you're a nature photographer. Like, you could pretend to be a National Geographic. Like, there's a lot of ways that you're still imaginatively, like, building skills and living in a play world. Like, it's that combination of play and learning.
Right.
That's really that sweet spot. And, like, a tablet could function like that, but that's, like, the old tablets of yore, right? Where we had, like, Fruit Ninja, you had the photo booth, and, like, nothing else.
I would argue that even then, that was
and we
too
weren't
much.
We weren't 8 years old.
Right. That's the thing, is they were targeted towards, like, children, and by that time, everyone that I knew pretty much had a smartphone already, or, like, an iPod, or something that was, like... Because I was, like, in high school.
I remember we would play with my dad's iPad. We would do the photo booth, and we would, like, take some videos on it, and we would, like, play Fruit Ninja occasionally. But it was a lot of, like, us being together and using it collaboratively. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's, like, definitely... My mom, growing up, was always like, there needs to be a balance. And, like... I actually agree with her in a lot of ways, because it's like there does need to be a balance. Like, the fact that these kids are on their iPad all the time just to, quote, shut them up, you know, is horrendous.
Yeah.
As far as, like...
It's also, like, and I've said this so many times before, I don't think people who are anti-children are pro-society.
Yeah.
Because, like, children grow up to be our caretakers.
Yes.
They are the people who are helping us as we're in hospice. They are the people who are, like, running our nursing homes. They become the politicians that dictate, you know, what's going on when we are the elderly. And also, like, even before then, you know, like, somewhere, someone is the next Charlie Kirk.
Right.
That's horrifying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, the idea of it takes a village, that's just a way of saying, like, children have to be socialized by lots of different people.
Yeah.
To understand how society works. And to be, like, healthy contributors to our society.
Right. No, I agree. The, well, and what else? There was, like, there was something that I wanted to say, but now I can't think of it. It's fine. I'll think of it later.
I mean, we were talking about the iPad kid of it all.
Yeah. Yes, this is what I was going to say. This is like an anecdotal story, but so we had a connecting flight in Vegas one time. And there was this kid who was just screaming. This is the thing, is the children, they realize if they scream, they get the iPad. And then the parents are like, oh my God, my kid screams all the time, so I have to have an iPad. And it's reinforcing to the parents as well that it's like a dog. You know?
Yeah,
like if
both sides are dogs.
Right, exactly, yeah. If it barks and you give it a treat, then the dog's going to keep barking. Like, that's just the way it's going to be. And so, like, this kid's like, oh, I need the iPad, blah, blah, blah. It gets the iPad and starts watching this, air quote, kids show on TV, on YouTube. And it's like...
out loud.
Yeah, out blaring it, just for the world, which is awesome. For me. And they're just sitting there. It's like, I'd rather listen to your kids scream, honestly, than listen to this garbage. Sorry. Just as a parent, just so you know, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. If your kid is screaming, I would rather listen to that than have them listen to a video out loud. Just FYI. So, but this kid, it's like, Anna and Elsa need to help Spider-Man with this thing, and I'm like, just put on the real movie.
Yeah, it was like fake. It was like a knockoff Disney thing. Like, it was like impersonators.
I was like, just put on the real movie, and then everyone would be happier. At least then I would be at least a little more tolerable of the film, because it's a good film. Like, you shouldn't be playing it out loud regardless. I still would rather listen to your kids scream than listen to that movie in a place that, like... So I'm just like, come on.
Yeah, and I feel like the airport is one of those places where I can kind of understand, like, they're going to be bored, there's not a lot to do. But kids have been bored in airports since they were founded. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being bored in an airport. My parents got me magazines. I once got into trouble. This is crazy. This is crazy, actually. On a flight coming back from Germany, I was like 3, almost 4. Well, maybe not almost 4, because Haley wasn't born yet. But, like, I was 3. I had the little toy from McDonald's when Mulan came out. It was the cricket, and you'd wind its, like, wings, and it would creak. It would make, like...
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I got in trouble on the plane for playing with my cricket too much, and the noise of that disturbed people around me, and it's like, oh, how far the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
That now we can play whole YouTube videos out loud, sound all the way up, and you're the evil guy if you say, like, can you not do that?
Right.
Actually,
right.
I don't want to hear whatever nonsense you're watching.
Well, and my thing is, it's like, I don't have a problem if a kid watches a movie on their iPad with headphones on in the airport. Like, if they want to do that and that's what the parents want to do, that's great. The problem is the lead up to that situation where the kid is complaining and the parents give them the iPad. If I were to do that when I was a child, my parents would have been like, when you calm down, you get the iPad.
Yeah,
like,
true. Like, it is the rewarding a tantrum.
Right.
And I think it's fair to say, like, when I see a kid quietly watching a movie with headphones on,
sure,
I don't assume that they're an iPad kid. I think, oh, maybe they were out running around and now it's like almost nap time, or like now they've earned their screen time. Like,
right.
my assumption isn't actually that you're an iPad kid, unless you're kind of behaving in that specific iPad kid way.
Right.
But anyway, the movie was like, I wished that it would have been a little more anti-tech, but as I thought about it afterwards, like, the toys that she ended up teaming up with reminded me of some of the toys that I had growing up that were, like, focused on learning. Like, I had this orange, it was like a spelling game, and you had a dial that twisted with all the letters, and you'd have to spell the words, and you wanted to spell them super quickly, and it was really fun. And I remember playing with that up until, like, maybe even high school, because it was just kind of, like, fun, like a fun challenge, and the words would get harder and harder as you went along. So I remember playing with stuff like that. I
remember, like, there was the leap pad that we had.
Yeah.
And it was like, it would teach you how to read. It was like you would tap the words and it would say it out loud. And it was like, oh, okay. So, like, when it would say, like, you didn't need to worry about, for me, that was helpful when I was growing up. Crazy with my dysgraphia, where it was like, what's this word? And it would say it out loud, and I'm like, oh, that's that word.
Yeah, I didn't have one of those, but Haley and Allie did.
Yeah.
And we would have different books that had tech in them, like, you'd press it and it would say something.
Yeah.
And, like, we had a store game thing where you could scan groceries, and it would actually scan. It would, like, make a noise, and you could see your total, and you'd hit buttons, and things would happen.
Right, like, that's fine.
And, yeah, like, I can kind of, as, in the moment, I was super, like, no, I want her to be super anti-tech. I want her to, like, not have any redeeming qualities. I was really kind of betrayed that the lily pad then stayed in the playroom.
That upset me.
It did upset me. The parenting that Bonnie's parents were showing upset me. But in terms of Jessie, because... in case you don't know, I am a Jessie girl through and through. Like, she is my gal. Always has been, always will be. In terms of her relationship with tech, after leaving and after thinking about, like, my own experience, I did find that was more of the neutral, like, there should be a balance. And, I mean, like, I think you look at some kids who maybe weren't brought up with tech, and then they interact with it as later teens, and they don't know what to do. I do think there needs to be, like, an incremental, like, this is how you engage with the internet. Like, you don't want to go on a chat room and say exactly where you are and what you look like and all this stuff. Like, there does need to be some sort of easing into it.
Well, and I think that's, like, somehow become a lost art.
Yeah.
Like, somehow, I'm like, who are these parents? Because, like, I see people who are parents... honestly, there are people who are parents that are, like, my age, or our age, and I feel like they're doing pretty good. It's, like, the people just above us.
Yes.
Where I'm like, what the fuck did you guys do? Because, like, didn't your parents tell you, like, hey, don't go and tell everyone where your address is? Like, I remember my parents grilling that into me when I got Xbox Live for the first time, because they knew I'd be talking to strangers, like, on video games.
Well, I think...
and they were like, don't do that.
We are that cusp where we remember life without tech.
Yeah.
But then we also had tech introduced early enough that it's very native to us. Like, we are very
the fact
familiar
I can use
with
an
it.
Excel spreadsheet is crazy.
Right.
To people.
At my
like,
job, a lot of the younger kids, I end up having to help them with stuff like that. I took classes in school where we learned PowerPoint, we learned Excel.
That was computer class. That was.
We learned to type.
I learned that shit in elementary school.
Yeah, I had a whole...
Yeah.
I mean, we learned some of it, but then I had a whole rotation in middle school that went really deep into that. Like, I knew so much. And then in college, remember that qualitative reasoning that was just essentially Excel?
I never took that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because you were, like, minored in computer science.
Yeah, I never had to take anything like that. I mean, we did some stuff with stats, and I did stuff with stats in Excel. But, like, I already knew how to do it, so it wasn't, like,
This
crazy.
was, like, intense Excel. Like... very intense. I don't know.
Well, we did a lot of intense Excel work in game design. Like, I was learning, like, crazy functions that I did not know were possible in game design.
Same. Well, that's kind of
like,
what qualitative reasoning was doing, and you had to take 2 quarters of it.
Ew. 2 quarters?
Yeah, 2 quarters. Actually, that's how I got to know the upstairs of it wasn't SAC. What's the main center? What was that with the cafeteria? The stew.
The stew.
That's how I got to know the
Yeah.
upper levels of the stew, because qualitative reasoning was in those computer labs on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I had some animation classes up there,
I know.
which was weird.
Because then, like, Nicole and them would have animation classes up there, and I was like, oh, this is weird. I was in here freshman year for, like, two quarters.
Yeah. I would go up there and, like, that's where I did all my animation homework and everything.
That makes sense, because you wouldn't have to go all the way down to the loop.
Yeah, it was so easy. And it was like, okay. And I wasn't doing, like, the intense animation classes.
Yeah,
I was doing, like, the basic stuff.
Basics.
Yeah. So.
Not like Toy Story 5.
Not
Can
like
I
Toy
say,
Story 5.
the Toy Story 5 part that had me sobbing, because I did cry at this movie.
Yeah.
When Jessie gives up and she goes out to the tree where she has spent so many afternoons with Emily, and Bullseye comes after her, and they're looking at the tree and they see someone has carved Jessie was here with an arrow, and they dig up a lunchbox that is Jessie themed, and inside it's all of this memorabilia from the 90s, and it's like, oh, what is this? And Jessie learns that Emily named her daughter Jessie.
Yeah.
Ah!
She's remembered.
I couldn't.
I know.
That gif of that guy being
Oh,
like, cut
the
off.
WWE
Cut it
guy?
off.
Cut
Yeah.
it off. Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
It was good. And honestly, it was refreshing to see Jessie have her own story.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Well,
I have been waiting.
in my opinion, like Toy Story 1 was like Buzz and Woody's story.
Yeah.
Toy Story 2 was pretty much
Woody.
Woody's. And then Toy Story 3 was kind of everyone's, I felt.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like there was a good balance. And then Toy Story 4 went back to Woody for some reason. And, like, honestly, I have such beef with Toy Story 4 because I'm like, what an unnecessary sequel, in my opinion. Like, I don't know what it added to the franchise, but then Toy Story 5, I was like, cool, I feel like we're back to form. Like, you know.
Yeah, I would need to watch Toy Story 4 and 3 again. I think that 3 is my least favorite. I did not like the preschool. I didn't like Andy giving away all of his toys. But maybe that's like a hoarder mentality in me. But like Piggy is 2 feet away from where I'm sitting right now, and that was my Woody.
Yeah.
Like you can pry Piggy out of my cold dead hands. That kind of thing. So I could not relate to him giving away his whole collection of toys.
Mm-hmm.
And then it took me a while to really warm up to Bonnie. And 4, I actually kind of liked the, like, struggle of 4. The question of, like, when am I obsolete?
I guess.
But I liked 5 so much more.
Yeah, like, I think the thing is, like...
You could have skipped over, to me, like, I don't know, I guess chronologically we needed Bonnie. But in my head, it could have been 1, 2, 5, and I would have been, like, a happy camper. But you need the context of, like, so much... I mean, Toy Story 2 came out when we were kids. Like, the iPhone, I don't even think was out at that point in time. Like, so much happened.
You could definitely skip 4, in my opinion. 4 is, like, completely unnecessary for the overarching story.
I did go back and watch 1 and 2 again, and 1 is so dark. Sid is so evil.
1 is, like... going back and looking at 1, it's kind of funny because, like, I sit there and I look, and, like, now as an adult, and I feel like computer animation has gone
crazy.
So far.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, 2010 onwards, like, the increase in investment for, like, real-time animation and not having to really cut corners in a lot of ways, because of, like, the investment in lighting and stuff like that. It is crazy, the pre-2010 stuff compared to this, and especially with Toy Story 1, because, like, there are clearly mistakes that happen in Toy Story 1, but it's just, like, we don't have time to correct it, the rendering takes too long, like, it's wild.
And, like, the graphics, like, the textures and everything, like, some look amazing, and then some look
so
like...
flat.
They look like, like the Harry Potter computer games.
Yeah.
Just like 2D.
Well, it's so like when I say 2010, like before 2010, from my understanding, if you wanted to render something in the computer animation world, even if you like did all of the stuff, you would basically tell it to do points. It would have to render the whole thing, and you wouldn't see your results for like 15 minutes. And it was like, so if you did something, it was like good luck.
Well, and like Toy Story, was it Toy Story 2? They lost only because someone had a backup at their
home computer. Did you know that
computer.
They fired her?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's loyalty and gratitude for you.
Right. Yeah. Oh, guys, stay with the company. Bullshit. They don't care about you at all. Yeah. Exactly.
Just like Andy, apparently.
Right. No, it's absolutely crazy.
No, I was so happy that Jessie had her moment.
Yeah.
She had like this, in my opinion, this epic battle between good and evil. And like closure from Emily that has haunted her for 40 years. I mean, it's something crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really did like the character of Blaze, and I liked Bonnie. Bonnie irritated me a bit in this film, being so shy. I was like, girl, say anything. And then Bonnie's
also the
parents...
age difference I feel between Blaze and Bonnie is a little weird. I'm like, is this like a 5-year difference? Like, what's happening here?
I don't know. I think Bonnie is actually supposed to be older and maybe like...
Really?
I think Bonnie's supposed to be like 8 and Blaze is supposed to be like 12 or 11.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's a weird age difference. Like, as a 12-year-old, you would not catch me dead playing with my sister, dude. Like... Unless it was like, we're on a road trip. Sorry, Claire. Like, you know.
Claire's commenting.
One time, because we went to the same school, and so I'm sitting there. I think I was in 8th grade. She was in 5th grade. And I'm sitting there, and I'm enjoying my life. And her friends come up, and they're like, Matthew. It was like everyone was out on the playground or something like that. There was like a field day or something. And I was like, son of a gun. Like, what's up? And then they started annoying me. I started walking away, and then we were playing with a ball or something, and I got a bloody nose from them. I didn't tell my parents. And I don't think my parents know to this day, but I got a bloody nose because they were... I hit my... Like, a ball flew in my face, and I got a bloody nose. And I didn't even tell the teacher. I just...
Wow.
Toughened it out.
Hero. Wow.
So annoying.
But
then we we're fine now. Me and Claire are pretty chill.
There you go.
And we're going to Atlanta to visit her in November.
Probably.
Yeah. So, it's chill.
Anyway, back to Bonnie. Bonnie's parents, they were so frustrating to watch. And I get that they were supposed to be like, they have to be, but...
Yeah.
Absolute boneheads. I'm sorry, no questions asked. My daughter texts me in the middle of the night to say, put my toys away. And also
Super
the safety aspect of these two girls, their toys are sending their addresses back and forth to each other, and the parents aren't like, hey, don't give our address out to strangers on the internet.
No, literally.
Hello?
Literally. Well, and also I sit there and I'm like, this is where the lack of monitoring comes into play. Like, if I was Bonnie's parents and somehow we agreed to this, I would be like double checking every single piece of activity that she'd been doing for a month minimum.
And I wouldn't leave it to be her nighttime toy. Like, it's on her, it charges next to her bed. That would live, like, in my room. You'd have to go through me to get to it.
I know.
And, I don't know. It was one of those where I'm, like, watching them, and I'm like, this cannot be profitable for Frito-Lay.
Right.
Like, this cannot be what you're thinking. Like, are you guys close to divorcing? Are you so distracted you're not paying attention to your 8-year-old? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, it really drove me up a wall.
So
I was... Yeah, and there were just points where, like, Bonnie's mom drove her all the way out to Blaze's house, and then Bonnie's like, no, those aren't my dolls. You can keep them. And I'm like, Mrs. Bonnie's mom, grab the toys, take them back to the car.
I'd be like, can you give us a minute? You're going to grab your toys. Like,
yeah, I'd be like, Bonnie, those are your freaking toys. I wrote your name on their foot for you.
Right.
Grab them and we're leaving.
Like,
sorry, my kid's acting weird.
Right, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's gotten into
Thank you for giving me the toys back.
Yeah. If Bonnie doesn't feel kind of bad by the end of that interaction, then I'm a bad parent.
That was one of the most, like, you want to stand up and throw something at the screen. Like, what are you talking about? You didn't take her toys.
This is a crazy...
That's her favorite doll.
I know, it doesn't make any sense. Well, that's the thing where I'd be like, what is going on? You've been acting weird. Give me your damn iPad. Like, and then I check through all the messages. Bonnie sucks!
Yeah.
Like...
Bonnie's a crybaby.
Bonnie's a crybaby. Bonnie sucks. We should kill Bonnie,
and
basically. Like, holy crap. Like,
and you know what then I'd be doing? I'd be calling some of those dance girls' parents. And I'd be saying, do you know what your child has been saying online?
Because I don't pay attention to what my child does online. And then that parent would be like, it's none of your business what my child does online.
And I'd be like, go fuck yourself.
Like, what? Ugh.
And that's how that would go down.
It's crazy because back in the day, it was that parent's business what your child did online.
Back in the day, like, cyberbullying meant something. Dude, and you were embarrassed if your child had done it.
Back in the day, if I acted out at another parent's house and then that parent called my parents, I was in a world of hell. Like, it was, oh shit, I fucked up moment. Nowadays, it'd be like...
Well, how dare you say that about my kid?
Yeah, my child is just a perfect little angel. Like, what? Guess what? Your child's not an angel. It's a child. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It is so crazy how, like... I remember at my high school, I was a senior, and there were, like... Mm-hmm. There was this kid who had, like... What's the word? Catfished. And gotten this other kid's nudes.
Whoa!
Yeah, and he got expelled, and his older family members who had also gone to the school, like, they weren't there anymore, but, like, it was a whole big deal, and it was
crazy.
Embarrassing for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, everyone involved, as I recall, felt awful and bad, and, like, ooh.
Yeah.
And today, it would be like, so what? So what, my kid did that?
Yeah, I know. They'd be like, well, blah, blah, blah.
Sounds like your kid's a sucker.
Like, right. Oh, my God. Okay, so, also, anecdote, as a redemption for Claire. Claire did complain to me after, because we actually saw Toy Story 5, I think the same day.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And
they saw it, like...
an hour after us or something. Yeah. And so, Claire texted me and she was like... Nothing like watching Toy Story 5, and there was a kid on their iPad the entire time.
She said that their whole audience was on their iPads.
Like, whoa!
And also, like, Claire works with children, and she talks about how she'll be trying to talk to them about their nutrition, and it's just them on their iPads, and their parents are like, pay attention, honey.
No, their parents don't even do that. The parents are like, what she's told me, the parents are like, wow, that's interesting, blah, blah, blah. And then she'll be trying to talk to the kid, and the kid's just on their fucking iPad, and the parent doesn't correct the behavior.
It's so, like, if that's you...
Think about it. Think
about how you want your child to, like, move through society.
Yeah.
And how that's actually really dictated by you. And just know that we judge you. We do.
I judge you hard. And I really hope...
And I don't even want to hear oh, well, you don't have kids, you don't know what it's like. I don't need to know what it's like because my parents survived just fine.
Right.
3 to 2, right. They were just fine.
Guess what? I will raise kids, and they won't be raised the way that you're raising them. So, I do know what it's like.
And when you complain about your kid not knowing how to read, that's your own damn fault. Put a book in front of their faces.
Whoa. There you go.
But actually, these people, they won't complain about that because they also don't know how to read.
They don't.
And I'm so glad Toy Story is finally tackling all of that.
I wish
bringing
there was
it to
more
the
about
forefront.
It.
I do wish that it was more definitive. Like,
that's true.
Lily pad, cracks at the end. Like, Lilypad should have sacrificed her life for Bonnie.
Bro, when Lilypad went off to the donation center, they were like,
I was like, stand up and clap.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah,
that should have been a dumpster.
Yeah.
Is what it should have been. Oh my god.
I was like, finally, people taking accountability for their own actions. But then Jessie's like, we need to get Lilypad. And I'm like, no.
And I'm like, okay, Lilypad, you've served your purpose. Now die.
It was worth it for the Buzz scene.
The Buzz
where they
scene
turned into drones.
had my jaw
like,
on the floor.
What?
When they turned into drones. Also, just like the way that the Buzz scene opened, I was initially like, is this a Pixar short? Like how the movie opened?
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
Is there a short I don't know about?
I thought there was I thought it was a short as well. I was like,
and
that's
then there was like a giant payoff. There was one really good scene with them where they thought that one of the Buzzes had been like left behind, like he couldn't make it in time because they were hiding from the humans.
Oh yeah.
And a little boy on a camping trip picked him up, and so the Buzzes like regroup and they're gonna basically kill the family and take the Buzz back. But they see the Buzz toy being held by the little boy, and from the back he like signals to them that he's okay because he's being like hugged.
Yeah.
It was so sweet.
There was another Star Wars reference. Do you remember what that was? Where they're all they're all standing there.
Ugh.
And Buzz says something, and it's like another Star Wars reference.
I forget.
Compared to the I am your father.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I did love that all of the Buzzes were enamored with Jessie. It's like canon event. Those spacemen love a cowgirl.
Yeah. Which is hilarious, but yeah. No, honestly, I really liked this movie. What would you rate it, babe? What would you rate it?
I'd say 7.5.
Yeah, I was thinking like an 8.
Yeah.
Like it's a good
8,
movie.
7.5.
Yeah. Same page.
I was thinking 8, but I couldn't remember what I've rated it at 8 recently.
No, I feel like an 8's appropriate.
That's good. Okay, that was what my gut was saying. I was tempering myself, and I shouldn't do that.
I would probably give Toy Story 2 like a 9.
Oh, Toy Story 2 is so good.
Toy Story 2 is really good. So, like, I would give Toy Story 2 like a 9 in my opinion.
That scene in Toy Story 2 where the toy maker comes back and fixes Woody.
I know.
So satisfying. Also, I did appreciate the joke in this one that Woody is going bald.
Oh, yeah.
That just made me laugh.
No, yeah, it was a funny one. Yeah.
I did kind of wish that we had more of the other toys.
I
miss the gang.
I was like, wow. Like, I think that's, like, the reason I like Toy Story 2 is because, like, when Woody goes away, they're all like, we're gonna get Woody back, and like all of the toys are there, and like when Mrs. Potato Head is like packing up the arms and everything in the back of him,
and a steak in case you get hungry.
Yeah, and it's like okay, and like just stuff like that, and like with Rex being like, this is just like the video game, and all that stuff. I'm like,
when they have to get to the store and they have to jump to get the doors to open. Yeah. No, it's a great like ensemble, and
yeah, and that's really lacking in this
one.
But
I will say I really liked the animation sequence for the play. Getting to see the play, and it's different from Andy's. I really liked Blaze's storyline, which had Bullseye talking. First time ever.
Yeah, that was funny.
So Jessie is like this cowgirl Victorian secret agent, and Bullseye is the evil villain.
Yeah.
And they're at like a ball.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
It was fun. Yeah. This was, I tell you what, this is way better than Zootopia 2, and somehow that's ranked as like the best Disney movie of the year so far. Which
I haven't seen Zootopia 2.
When you were hanging out with Lissa and everyone.
Oh, right. You did go and see Zootopia 2.
It was like, you went into the city.
Oh, yeah,
and I was supposed to pick you up, and so I had an awkward, 3 hours to kill, so I
made
saw
fun of
Zootopia
you, and I
2.
called you a freak.
Yeah, I was like, what else am I going to do?
That's true, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I would actually kill for some of that Jessie Bullseye Secret Agent merch.
Yeah,
like a t-shirt with them on it in their like dapper outfits. I think that would be so fun.
Yeah. Maybe when we're in Toy Story Land again.
Yeah, I hope so.
That'd be a fun one.
Again, I can't reiterate to you all how much of a Jessie girl I was. I had
Yeah.
the doll. I had Toy Story themed birthday parties. We met Jessie several times when I was growing up at Disney, and I loved each and every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was my girl. So her getting her moment and it being like an anti-iPad kid movie was just like creme de la creme.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good movie. And I've talked about this. The two movies we've seen in Dolby this year, which is really weird, is Devil Wears Prada 2 and Toy Story 5, which Toy Story 5 is a little better than Devil Wears Prada, I guess. But
I'm glad that Toy Story 5 put to bed the idea that Andy's mom is Emily.
yeah.
Again, couldn't be me. If I found my childhood toy with my son's toys, everyone would know. Everyone would hear about it.
I've never heard about this fan theory until this movie came out.
Oh, really?
Like,
it's been like a
what?
thing since Toy Story 2.
But have you heard the thing that people say that Jessie, Emily's kids, is Andy's mom now? Is what they're saying?
No, because no. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
That doesn't make sense. Jessie was like the same age as Andy.
I know, girl. I'm just telling you what they
Right?
say.
Wasn't that like 90s memorabilia in
I
that
don't
box?
know. I don't know.
All right. Well, whatever. But no, that makes no sense. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
But I'm glad that put that to bed, and I actually like the Taylor Swift song, the I Knew It, I Knew You, and I'm glad it wasn't.
We should play during the movie.
Well, yeah, but the lyrics don't fully make sense with the movie, like in the way that When Somebody Loved Me does, and like You've Got a Friend in Me. Those
yeah, I know. But...
those lyrics track so totally. This one, the lyrics aren't so one-to-one with the movie. I liked it as the end credits song. And I like it. I've listened to it, like, on its own.
It's a good Taylor Swift song.
I like it way better than the latest album.
Whoa!
That's not a hot take. Knock
Awkward
on
Taylor.
wood.
Awkward for Taylor. You
Yeah,
don't like
Taylor.
learning about how big Travis is? You're not into that?
Girl. That was heinous, actually. Hearing Taylor Swift say dickmatized was...
Does she say that?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No.
I haven't listened to the album, so...
Marked safe from The Life of a Showgirl.
Eesh. Eesh. Well, I learned something about Taylor that I didn't know. So, that she's been... Dickmatized. That's crazy. That's wild.
I mean, good for her, I guess, but like, damn, keep that to yourself.
Well, is that good for her?
I don't know, dude.
As a feminist, is that good for her?
I don't know. On the one hand, cringe. On the other hand, like, I believe that women should choose what they want to do with their lives, and if
I believe in women's wrongs and women's rights.
Yeah, exactly. And if being dickmatized by the Kansas City Chiefs tight end is the way you want to go, like, that's feminism, baby.
Yeah, I guess so. So that's Toy Story 5, everyone. if you have any questions... Oh, we had a Dear Maddie. Didn't we?
Oh, shit.
Oh!
I've yet to listen to this.
Oh, man, this is a real-time reaction right here. So, hold on, everyone. It's not Toy Story 5. We're not done yet. We're still going. Isn't this from Ryan?
Yep.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Dear Maddie, listening to the most recent episode about sheep detectives, and I absolutely am loving it. There is no better content than when you and Matthew mutually just hate a movie for all the right reasons. And Matthew made a comment about how people, when they went and saw the most recent Timothée Chalamet Willy Wonka movie, they were saying it was such a fantastic movie and everyone needed to see it. And then his response was, "Are you high?" And I have a story about this. My brother and I went to go see it. And unbeknownst to me, before he met me at the theater, he had spent like an entire hour smoking some strong shit. And so when he got to the movie, he was the highest I'd probably ever seen him. And we sat through that film. He was dead silent. And at the very end, he just turns to me and goes, "That was a fucking masterpiece." And I was like, dude, that was not a good movie. So I guess my question for the podcast is there any movie, maybe the answer is Sheep Detective, maybe it's something else, that you two wish your viewing experience had been done while high as a kite? And if so, would you go back and change the paths to do such? Love the podcast. Love you too. Keep up the great work. Bye.
We should have listened to that before.
I'm keeping it.
Oh my god. That was hilarious. Guys, we played it for the first time out loud, and if you heard little giggles in the background, it's because we couldn't contain ourselves.
Matthew was dying, and it was really making me laugh.
That's so funny.
And honestly, that story, Ryan, has reminded me of a story from college.
It reminded me of a story from college, too.
It might be the same one.
Is it with Shrek?
Yes!
Okay.
Okay, so we're all posted up in Matt's dorm.
We would have wine nights.
Yeah.
And so I don't think anyone was high. I think we were all just, well, I wasn't drunk, but everybody else was drunk.
But
yeah.
so we started watching Shrek, the movie,
yeah.
and his roommate's brother was here, and he got real trashed. He was
wasted.
He went into the bathroom for like a long time, and in between we switched from Shrek, the movie, to Shrek the musical. And he walked out, and he goes...
And he's staring at the screen for like 5 minutes, and he's like,
and he goes,
what?
I know I'm drunk, but this looks like real people.
And we were like, yeah, bro, that's because it is. Like, and he was like, holy shit. I was like, Mo, bro, get your...
That was like the first time I met him, and I was like, this is amazing.
I was like, dude, that's crazy.
But actually, if you know us in real life, you've probably already heard that story. We love telling it.
It's a funny story, but that as soon as Ryan said that, I was like, oh, this is just like Shrek.
Like, I was like, this is like...
That movie was a masterpiece. So I guess I was correct. I guess that's why Ryan was...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You had it. All right, to answer Ryan's question...
Honestly, I don't think it would be Sheep Detectives. I think Sheep Detectives is too boring, even if you're high.
Yeah.
Like, there's not enough stimulation for you to be like, what? Like... honestly, I think a movie that is, I have not seen, but I've heard is very good, and from the clips I've seen is very good, but could be even enhanced more, would be Speed Racer.
With Christina Ricci?
Is Christina Ricci in it?
I think so.
I couldn't tell you. It's the one that's like all CGI, you know, he's got the white helmet.
Yeah.
I guess if Christina Ricci's
and the guy
in
who
it,
voices Sully from Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that movie...
Oh my god, Susan Sarandon, I forgot she was in that movie.
Could be really good. Like, there's so much stimuli that you'd be like, what
the
fuck
I have a deep, dark take for this. Not dark, but like deep. Spy Kids.
That would be a good one. That'd be a good one. With
that
the
one
nose
would
people?
blow your mind.
Isn't it the nose people?
Thumb thumbs.
The thumb thumbs. Yeah.
Yeah,
that would have been
that would be
crazy. Yeah.
That one I think would have been insane to see high.
Yeah, that's true. Something else. I think that the end scene of Thomas the Tank Engine and the Magical Railroad.
Oh my god.
Would be crazy. Because they're like sitting there on the Magical Railroad, and it's like just in a forest, and there's like fairy dust and everything, and it's like, huh? Like, it's a really chill scene, but I feel like if you were high, you'd be like, why do these trains have faces? What's up with the fairy dust? Like, you know, it would be... I feel that way sober.
Yeah, I like vaguely remember that.
Yeah, well, that was like my favorite movie growing up, so...
Right. That's fair.
Yeah. I could recite that verbatim.
I'm sure there's other movies, but yeah, I'm happy with my pick. I'll stick with Spy Kids.
Yes, I think Spy Kids is a great pick.
Thank you. 1 and 2.
And apparently I was correct with Willy Wonka, which that makes me... I'm assuming it was Liam who he saw it with, but that makes me feel so much better about what I say on this podcast, just knowing that I was correct in that statement.
Yeah, you need a win every now and again.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Ryan.
But what would you want to watch?
I already said.
Just the last 10 minutes of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Well, I also mentioned Speed Racer.
Oh, right. Okay. Right,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That movie could be really trippy. I feel like it's already pretty trippy.
Yeah.
And so then you're watching it and you'd be like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa. So, there we go. Anyways, that's Toy Story 5. If you've seen it, let us know. If you are listening to this on an iPad, let us know. That'd be cool.
Not if you're a child.
If you're a child listening to this, I hope that you do some real self-reflection and think about what your parents have taught you.
I was going to say, go talk to your parents.
Yeah. And
Did they seem like smart people?
maybe, you know what you should do if you're a child listening to this, because I know that children listen to our podcast, which
I
is
was
crazy.
like, I sure hope they don't.
And no, but they do. That's the crazy thing.
No.
They've listened to Moana 2. It's our most watched video on YouTube, which is crazy.
No child listens to me.
Well, there you go. But if you are, show your parents this, and then just be like, Mom and Dad, you're doing everything wrong. You don't actually love me. And then maybe they'll love you. You know? That's my advice.
When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Okay, wait. Full circle moment. Road trip as a child. We had a CD.
I'm scared.
That was just Disney hits. So
Okay.
it had like La Festin from
Sure.
Ratatouille. It had You've Got a Friend in Me. It also had When She Loved Me. And it was like dead middle of the set, like the sound list.
That's a crazy middle song.
It's a crazy middle song. And I remember like every time we played this, I would fall asleep. I'd be asleep. And as soon as those heartbreaking opening chords would hit,
Bum, 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 bum.
I would bolt up, dead awake, so sad, and like teary.
When she loved me. Anyways, comment, share, subscribe, send in a Dear Maddie. Just let us know what you think. And you have a great rest of your day. Go outside.